Elon Musk has now lost a staggering $122 billion because Musk's wealth is tied up in Tesla, which has been hammered for a bunch of reasons, along with the other companies that are crashing, and its net income plunged more than half, plunged 70%.
Donald Trump just stabbed his old buddy, Elon Musk, in the back with a giant gold-plated tariff knife. Elon's burning through billions faster than Trump racks up lawsuits, speed-running the broke billionaire challenge. Meanwhile, Trump's approval ratings are dropping quicker than a Tesla in a Florida canal. This political bromance breakup? Messier than a Trump steak at a vegan potluck. Grab your popcorn. This drama's juicier than a Mar-a-Lago scandal.
Oh, no, Elon. And he lost. And this also touches on the economic realm where these other Trump power players have the president's ear because the president's worried about losing billions or trillions more in the markets. And for Trump, that's certainly a political problem, makes him look bad. It's also supposed to be a governing problem if he cares about people's well-being in the country. But for Elon Musk, it's actually something much more deeply personal. Because it's not just costing Elon Musk millions that the Trump trade war and other problems are dragging down the economy. It's not just costing Elon Musk $1 billion or even billions, plural.
Before we move on, smash that like button and subscribe because you know you don't want to miss out on this one. They call him the man with the golden touch. If by golden touch you mean everything he touches turns into a flaming dumpster fire. Remember when he promised to make America great again, like he had some magical fix-it-all wand? Spoiler alert, that miracle never showed up. But let's not dwell on broken promises. Today, we're diving into one of Trump's lesser-known talents, leaving a trail of chaos wherever he goes. Not just in politics. Oh, no, he's got a real gift for wrecking business empires too. And his latest casualty? None other than Elon Musk.
Signals and stories show that Elon Musk's loud, quick start is really melting into a also quick retreat. Both men, Trump and Musk, say that Elon Musk's duties will continue to shrink. And this comes after Trump already narrowed Musk's role after that cabinet clash meeting. You might recall that was one of the many big stories of the first 100 days.
If you've been living under a rock or just have decent taste, you might have missed the drama brewing between two of the world's most chaotic billionaires. Once upon a time, Elon Musk was Trump's biggest fanboy, backing his every wild move without blinking. But now? Oh, how the tables have turned. Musk's financial empire is collapsing faster than Trump's approval ratings, and guess who's swinging the wrecking ball? Yep, none other than our favorite orange-tinted chaos machine himself.
Trump's richest backers are losing even more. The tech titans from the inauguration, who had criticized Trump before, remember, who had given public warnings about exactly the type of governing failures we've been seeing now, they're down tens of billion with a B. The one who lost the most has actually been the most involved. Musk on the right losing over $100 billion in the past few months alone. It's hard to even get your head around the number.
First, let's talk about the train wreck that is Trump's tariffs. Supposedly designed to level the playing field for American businesses, they mostly ended up leveling the economy instead. But it gets juicier. Those very tariffs are hitting Elon Musk right in the wallet. While Trump was busy giving himself gold stars for bringing jobs back to America, he didn't. He was also quietly dismantling the global supply chain. And guess who desperately needs that smooth global network to keep his futuristic cars rolling? You guessed it, Mr. Tesla himself, Elon Musk.
Last week was a week of collapsing markets, evaporating 401ks, and likely price hikes for the American people since Donald Trump's sweeping tariffs went into effect. Fallout may be too much for even the richest man on the planet. Here's what Donald Trump, confidant and multi-billionaire Elon Musk said about tariffs at an event yesterday.
I hope it is agreed that both Europe and the United States should move, ideally, in my view, to a zero tariff situation. That has certainly been my advice to the president.
Well, as recently as yesterday, Trump posted on social media that the tariffs are, quote, here to stay.
Now let's talk numbers. Because nothing screams economic catastrophe like bleeding $1 billion a day. Yep, thanks to Trump's tariffs, Elon Musk has reportedly been losing a jaw-dropping $1 billion 0 cents per day. That's not a typo. It's like Trump got handed the keys to the economy and decided to joyride it into a wall, waving a toy hammer and yelling, "It's working great." Meanwhile, every time Musk makes a business move, Trump slaps a fresh tariff on it, like he's hosting a twisted game show. "Congratulations, Elon. You've landed on the tariff jackpot. Hand over your profits." No wonder Musk is backpedaling, scrambling to keep Tesla from cracking under pressure. The billionaire genius brand is fading fast. And those shiny cars? They're now stuck in a very expensive traffic jam called Trump's trade war.
And now from Washington to corporate America, ever since President Trump's April 2nd announcement on tariffs, global markets have been reeling from heavy losses, wiping out trillions of dollars in equity value. In fact, several American billionaires have seen their wealth plunge. The world's 500 richest people reportedly lost more than $500 billion in just 2 trading days following President Trump's tariff announcement. Within that list, a group of tycoons who have supported the president or attended his inauguration in January have also seen their wealth shrink. President Trump's close ally, Elon Musk, reportedly lost nearly $31 billion in 2 days of trading on April 3rd and
Now let's take a quick detour and check in on Trump's approval ratings. Because if you're wondering whether the public feels the magic of his economic brilliance, spoiler alert, they don't. According to multiple polls this week, including Pew, The Economist, and Reuters, Trump's approval is officially underwater. And by underwater, I mean gasping for air at the bottom of the ocean. People are waking up to the reality that Trump's version of success looks a lot like a rigged game of Monopoly. The rules don't matter, the goal is to bankrupt everyone else, and the only win is pretending you're rich while everything collapses around you. It's a strategy that only works if you're the last guy clinging to mortgaged properties and broken promises.
What are your thoughts on tariffs? I know that's very controversial to even people, economists. They disagree, some agree, some think it's a good idea, some think it's a terrible idea. What do you think?
I think you need to be careful with tariffs. So you want to have tariffs be predictable so that companies can adjust their supply chain. I mean, I think companies are more than happy to increase manufacturing in America. It's just that you can't do it instantly. I'm against sudden giant tariffs. It's an impossible response if you've got to, move 1,000 tons of equipment, or collectively millions of tons of equipment. You just can't do that overnight. It's literally impossible.
But let's get back to Elon, because this plot twist just keeps getting juicier. Remember the good old days when Musk was practically glued to Trump's side? Back then, he was all in, riding the MAGA train like it was a bullet-speed hyperloop. During the election, Musk publicly backed Trump's policies, tweeted praise like fan mail, and might as well have tossed "Make America Great Again" hats off the Tesla assembly line. Okay, maybe not, but you get the vibe. His loyalty seemed as solid as his love for self-driving cars. But then, the wind shifted. Maybe it was the late-night phone calls that dragged on too long, or maybe Elon, ever the savvy entrepreneur, realized it's smarter to hedge your bets when the ship starts sinking. Suddenly, Musk was ghosting Trump like a guy dodging the friend who brought him to a party that turned out to be a total disaster. And just like that, Elon was off rebranding again. Classic Musk. Always pivoting, always calculating, always entertaining.
Still, I do think it's interesting that, that Donald Trump again has implemented this tariff regime, which has screwed Tesla. I mean, Tesla actually wrote a letter to the Trump White House. We did a video about it. I think it was a month, perhaps 2 months ago, where they said, don't do this because it's going to cause significant damage to Tesla. They were calling the Trump administration out. Musk on this call, in his own roundabout way, is calling Trump out as well. He thinks tariffs are a disastrous idea. And he's right on those, by the way. The Trump tariffs are a disastrous idea. But it's also clear, based on his relatively humble tone, the audible defeat, he's lost currency.
And now here we are. Trump's approval ratings are plummeting faster than his attempts to stay relevant on social media, while Elon Musk is out here trying to convince the world he's a responsible adult, despite a Twitter feed that screams chaotic genius in 280 characters or less. Meanwhile, the public, bless us all, is watching with popcorn in hand, glued to the most bizarre soap opera of 2025. It's like a Netflix series none of us subscribe to, but now we're hooked. All that's missing is the dramatic music cue. Elon awkwardly holding a press conference in slow motion while Trump rants in the background about winning. And of course, right before the credits roll, a teaser for the next Twitter meltdown. Will Trump claim victory in something no one asked about? Will Elon say something so off the wall we start questioning reality itself? Stay tuned. It's messy, it's unpredictable, and we're all strapped in for the ride.
The Washington Post is reporting that Elon Musk, one of President Trump's top lieutenants, who this weekend launched a barrage on social media with posts criticizing President Trump's aggressive tariff plan, also made personal appeals to President Trump to rethink those tariffs. He made those appeals directly. The Post cites two people familiar with the matter on that. Of course, Musk's efforts so far, Savannah, have not.
He was all in on Trump's trade wars, bizarre economic decisions, and the ensuing chaos. Musk even defended Trump's most outlandish ideas, like a cheerleader too afraid to admit her team is losing 50-0. Oh no, this is fine, guys. Trump's tariffs will totally work. No big deal. Well, guess what, Elon? That no big deal turned into a financial nightmare. Trump's tariffs have wreaked havoc on the global economy, and Musk is now scrambling to clean up the mess he once endorsed. Despite his earlier support, Musk has made personal appeals to Trump to reverse the sweeping new tariffs, but to no avail. The fallout has been severe, with Musk reportedly losing over $30 billion, 0 cents, since the tariffs were announced. Now, he's attempting to distance himself from Trump, acting like he didn't ride that gravy train straight into an economic ditch.
Remind us just how much he's donated, how much he's worth, and how much he's lost since Liberation Day.
So Elon Musk, we calculated he gave around $360 million to Trump's re-election effort, which sounds like a ton of money. It is a ton of money. It's also a drop in the bucket for Elon Musk, who today is worth about $360 billion. And that is as of right now. Forbes's estimates, that includes, the stock prices that are fluctuating minute to minute. At the time we ran our article, he had lost about $8.7 billion of his net worth. That was largely due to Tesla stock sliding. That is up to over $26 billion.
It's like watching someone try to cover up a bad tattoo they once thought was a stroke of genius. Oh no, I never liked Trump's policies. I was just, playing along, Musk says, desperately trying to wiggle out of a mess he made himself. Nice try, Elon. We all remember how tight you were with Trump, back when you thought his chaos was some kind of political genius. Now you're left holding the bag of tariffs Trump dumped all over your empire. But hey, at least Musk still has his sense of humor, right? Oh, wait. When your net worth is tanking faster than a lead balloon, laughing's not so easy. Maybe next time, Musk, think twice before jumping into political alliances while tweeting like a teenager with too much free time.
Donald Trump was the man, is now begging for zero tariffs, open borders, and freedom of movement. I'm talking about Elon Musk. Elon Musk now says that he hopes the United States...
And let's not forget Trump's go-to strategy. Blame everyone else. Why take responsibility when you can just keep making speeches about winning while the rest of us clean up your mess? Elon Musk is just the latest in a long line of people who thought they could ride Trump's coattails to success. Newsflash. Coattails are only good for holding on while you're both going down in flames. But don't worry, Musk. You've got those SpaceX rockets to keep your mind off your company's collapsing on Earth. Speaking of SpaceX, let's revisit that little dream of Mars colonization. Remember when Musk was all about sending humans to Mars? That was back in 2008, and at this point, it's starting to feel more like a sci-fi plot. Musk, the eccentric billionaire promising the world but never quite delivering,
was published just days after Donald Trump doubled down on this catastrophic round of tariffs, which is tanking markets. It's putting global trade on red alert. So what you are seeing now is Musk, the guy MAGA thought was their billionaire champion, completely rejecting the economic nationalism of Donald Trump.
Elon's interplanetary dreams are still light years away, pun intended, while his earthly empire is being torn apart by tariffs and poor political choices. Sure, maybe Mars will be the next big thing, but for now, Elon's just trying to stay afloat on Earth, and Trump's tariffs are making that as hard as possible. Now let's get back to Trump, because let's be real, this entire mess is his fault. Classic Trump move. Promise the world, cause chaos, and then leave everyone else to deal with the fallout. At this point, the man could start a fire, watch it burn, and blame the firefighters for not having a bigger hose. Musk may have once been Trump's biggest fan, but now he's just the latest casualty of Trump's economic disaster tour. Honestly, Musk should have seen this coming from a mile away.
There are two arguments which don't necessarily correspond for Donald Trump when it comes to trade policy. Argument one is what I would call the Elon argument, and that is, let's eliminate all tariffs all over the world. And Trump has said that he is in favor of this. And so it would mean, instead of there being a tariff, for instance, to protect Canadian dairy, milk in Canada, that would go away and everybody would compete evenly. You could buy American milk in Canada, right? It would mean that there are no trade costs. So it would be like the whole world.
Backing a guy who thinks tariffs are a magical cure-all is like asking for your financial future to plummet off a cliff. But hey, Musk was just trying to make America's electric car market great again. Instead, Trump handed him a flaming dumpster and said, "Good luck with that." Musk dreamed of Tesla's success, but got an economic dumpster fire instead. His vision of riding taxpayer-funded subsidies crumbled because, spoiler alert, the wave never came. And now he's drowning in the wreckage of nonsensical tariffs.
Very clear why Mr. Trump wants us to talk about tariffs. He's hoping that a good number of us are not aware that a tariff is a tax, because then he'd have to explain how is it that your Republican Party is hitting not just all Americans, but the whole world. This is going to make Mr. Trump as unpopular as you can imagine. All right, now who pays the tax? Another area of confusion. Americans pay the tax. When Mr. Trump says, "I'm putting a tariff on China," that's very nice. That makes it sound like Mr. Trump, who's the leader of the United States, can put a tax on Chinese people or businesses. He cannot. The only government that can tax China is the Chinese government. So the tariff is a tax paid by Americans when they bring foreign goods or services into the United States that were produced somewhere else.
So what's next for Elon Musk? Will he recover from the economic disaster caused by Trump's tariffs? Or will he be left picking up the pieces of his empire? Maybe he'll invent something new, a rocket that blasts him far away from the mess Trump created. After all, who needs to worry about tariffs when you can fly to Mars? One thing's for sure, Trump's tariffs are doing more harm to innovation than any bureaucratic regulation ever could. Musk's just trying to survive the wreckage.